When your external motivations, food, water, safety, security, love, self-esteem, and self-actualization needs are met, you will not burn out, and you'll be able to live in this new group, new country, new community, whatever it is, for a long time. In my previous video, we talked about culture shock. In today's video, we're going to talk about what causes culture shock. Culture stress. I'm Paul, and welcome to my channel. Stress is a primary cause of burnout. Too much stress and you overwork yourself psychologically and physically. What we want to do when we go into a cross-cultural setting, into a new group, is to identify what is stressing us so we can take care of those things and prevent stress. There's stress management and stress prevention. What we want to talk about today is stress prevention, and we're doing this by talking about what causes stress. It can be broken down into Maslow's hierarchy of needs if you studied some psychology. And when you go into a cross-cultural situation, you are getting your needs met in new ways. Whether you're changing towns, whether you're changing countries, you need to find new ways your needs can be met. So let's break down right now what those needs that you have are. The first need that you have are your basic physiological needs. Food, water, money. Yes, I just said money as a physiological need. People that don't have money can't afford their basic necessities. So let's think about culturally what this means. You go into a new country, obviously you need to have a new job. Maybe you're going into this new country without a job. Make sure that you have some money put away in a bank account, ready to spend as you need when you get into this new country. So that you're not stressed about, where am I going to get my food? Another way this affects you cross-culturally is food in a new country, in a new group might be quite different than what you're used to. While I really appreciate Tunisian food and Tunisian flavors, they weren't always my favorite. In fact, I had to grow to like couscous and wasser and some of the favorite Tunisian dishes here in Tunisia. Learning to appreciate and enjoy these dishes has made my time here less stressful because I'm able to buy the ingredients for these dishes locally and without stressing because there's plenty of harissa and couscous in the country. Water is another issue I've had to deal with here in Tunisia and also in Senegal and France. Knowing whether the water is clean or not is a big deal. Feeling comfortable about what you're drinking is super important. As you make a cultural transition, figure out where the safest water source is, whether it's bottled water or filtered water. Make a plan for it. Secondly, when you go into a new place, you want to feel safe and secure. When your safety has been compromised, you start to stress big time. You stress about leaving your house. You stress about going to the market because you're scared that something bad is going to happen to you. Safety-wise, there's going to be new diseases and threats in the new place that you go to. Every culture, every group has a way of preventing these different things. Also, as soon as you arrive into a new community, figure out what you need security-wise to stay safe. Do you need to have a guard? Do you need to have a security system? Do you need to put in cameras? Figure out what in the society works for keeping your house and your belongings safe. So research the police system, research what you need to put around your house to make it a safe place, research the diseases in the new place that you're going to. Figure out if there's treatments already existing there. One of the issues I had to deal with when I lived in Senegal was malaria. For the first year or two, I took anti-malarial medicine. After a while, I discovered this made my body weaker. So instead, we had learned that if we just put up mosquito nets, that would drop our risk of getting malaria 95%. I figured it was worth the 5% risk not to get malaria. I stopped taking medicine and started sleeping under mosquito nets. While I was uncomfortable, I no longer felt unsafe from the risk posed by malaria. So you're eating well in the country, you're drinking well, you feel safe, secure. The next place your mind is going to go wander and look to meet needs is relationships. Who loves me? Who can I love? Sometimes you get to move into a new culture or a new group with a family, and that's great. But that family isn't going to meet all your social needs. You need to find a place in your new country, new group, new culture where you feel loved or you feel like you belong. For some people, this might be the workplace. Others, this could be a local market. This could be a mom's group. It could be even, it could be a place of worship. Find a place where you feel loved. Even though you have these other needs met, eventually, if you don't feel loved, you'll go into a really, really sad place, even in your home culture. So now that you're feeling loved in your culture, in this new group, the next thing your mind will start to wonder about is, what is my role in this group? What is my role in this new society? And as you start to socialize and as you start to feel loved in the community, there is usually a natural place where you feel like you fit in, you feel like that's your place. Sometimes, however, this doesn't happen. And this is where you really need to take a step back and look at who you are as a person. What do you do well? How can you love your neighbors? How can you love your community? What role can you serve in the community, in the new culture that you find yourself in? And as you start to step into this role and serve those around you, you'll find that people speak into that and say thank you. And they give you that self-esteem, that appreciation that you really need as a person. It's really easy to burn out if you don't feel like you have a place in your society, in your workplace, or in your family. That's because you're constantly working really, really hard, but it doesn't feel like you're getting anything done or anybody really appreciates you as a person. This is where it's really important to keep going in a society, to really feel like you belong in a place, is to find that role in this new society. For me, finding a role in Tunisia was opening up a co-working space. I had no role here before. I was just an average worker living in Tunis, being an expat. Now that I have a co-working space, I have a role in the community. I'm giving something back. And people see me as a co-working guy. And that's really who I've become. Finally, self-actualization. Who are you? Not what do you do, not what do you eat, not who do you love. I'm asking you right now, who are you? That is a very deep and essential question that at the end of the day, when we've done everything we've done for that day, we put our head on our pillow and our mind wanders. Who am I? Research shows that you will burn out if you're constantly stressed about food, water, constantly stressed about meeting the needs of security and safety, constantly stressed about being loved and being part of a community, constantly stressed about your place in society. However, this is the key of it all. When you are being you, whatever that is, you will not burn out. When you are driven by the very inner being of who you are created to be, you will not burn out because you are being you. When you're motivated by 100 million other things and can't focus on yourself, yeah, you're going to burn out because your tires are going to be spinning and you're not going anywhere. However, when you have figured out who you are as a person, that stress is taken care of. And now you're not working on external motivation, which is all those other things, the food, safety, money, all the other stuff. You're now focused on intrinsic motivation, the very motor that comes from inside of you and pushes you to wake up in the morning and do things. That is exactly where you want to be, and that's how you avoid burnout, not only cross-culturally, but in any environment. So do your research. Figure out where you're going before you get there. Know who you are. Know who you are as a person and what drives you before you do anything else. Let that drive you into the new place and carry you through. Be sure to share this video with somebody that needs it. Put a thumbs up and like, and put a comment down below in what drives you. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day.